even though so many of our awards now go outside of our shores, this, at the start, we didn't really have too many people getting in touch from abroad, and so it was a man in Ireland who picked up this first award for, you know, encouraging us along the way and coming up with lots of ideas and being generally enthusiastic about things, and that was Darren Garner. So in 2014 he won the award. Do you want to take us through the other past winners before I give you the 2018 winner?
Yeah, in 2015 it was the funder from Down Under himself, Mr. Paul Michael Craig. So good he needs 3 names. In 2016 it was the Catalonian himself, Mr. Alan Walker. And in 2017 it was Mitchell Darts.
Yes, and a man who probably was a rival for those awards in at least 3 of those 4 years. So he knows who he is already. He probably doesn't, because he doesn't expect to get it now. I think we've held it off long enough from him. But this man has had to settle.
He only needs 1 name. He's someone who you can know by 1 name.
So he's had to suffer in 2018. Well, he's had a good 2018, but then he had to suffer with both the 2 teams he supports spectacularly falling apart come the crunch end of the season. So as a great silver lining to him, I believe, his mother calls him Matthew, but we all call him Wally Frogmore, the 2018 Dargarner International Listener of the Year. He's bided his time, but it is Frogmore's turn. Congratulations, sir.
Well done. Yeah, as I was saying, someone who's known just by his surname, you just say Frogmore and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, and
if that is indeed your real name.
And he's you know, he's famous across the board, isn't he? Really, we've all had a little bit of Frogmore every now and again. So congratulations to him for a richly deserved career of SLP listening. That's culminated in this award. Okay, what is the main host award, the final award that we'll be talking about this evening? Tim, do you want us to take us through the name of the award and the previous winners?
Yeah, so the Andy Barden SLP Listener of the Year Award. So that was previously won, of course, by the none other than himself, the Electric Gigolo, Mr. Andy Barden, or, 10 other Twitter handles.
The British Renegade.
Yeah, whatever he's on. What's it? Is he still Brit Renegade?
He is still the Renegade, yeah.
There we go.
Let's start a campaign. Bring back the Gigolo.
Yeah, bring back the Electric Gigolo.
Yeah.
That sounds like a record name, doesn't
it? We're not musicians, Tim. Do you know what? I'll say you won it in 2015 to save any embarrassment, Tim, because the 2015 winner of the Andy Barden SLP Listener of the Year Award was actually Tim Griffiths.
Which was impressive given everything that was going on that year for me. So I was particularly proud of that, because it was quite a turbulent year in my life generally. So to pick that up, I was particularly pleased.
Well, we were obviously the safe haven in the storm, because you fully deserved that award in 2015. In 2016, it was another one of your co-host stable. It was Sarah McKenzie.
Very much deserved indeed. And in 2017, it was won by none other than Mr. Fatboy Rob Ordish.
Yeah, multiple award winner now after his Listener's Listener of the Year award. Obviously, this year, this award goes to kind of the all-round exceptional contributors to Super League Pod. People who, without, in the listener community, the show would be hugely the poorer, and these are people who enrich my experience and my desire to continue going with the show, our desire to keep going with the show. And the 2018 winner, I'm going to set a little bit of context. This is someone who we didn't really hear a lot from, but was always there. He tells me he was a background listener. But when the announcement came that there was turbulence in the SLP world, there was a little bit of upset around the hosting situation, and basically Tom dumped me. When that happened, I got an email from this man, and he said I felt like I had to reach out at this stage, and it was a fantastic email. Then, as the year has gone on, whenever I've needed a little bit of support, be it financial donations to help me buy new equipment that we needed to get this show going the way it's gone this year, or just whether it be if I'm doubting things or feeling we've not got the same reach we had before, or thinking, God, the competition's increased in numbers and increased in quality compared to what it was before.
They've come and gone. They've come and gone.
This bloke would always chip in with something really valuable. And I think it's fair to say his contact back in late January, early February, and the emails he sent me throughout the year have been a huge factor in the drive for what SLP has been in 2018. And on top of that, he has sent in some fucking hilarious match reviews.
Brilliant. Surely must have got more episode titles than anyone else this year as well.
Probably so. And if you haven't guessed it already, sir, you, Paul Chamberlain, are the Andy Barden SLP Listener of the Year for 2018. So congratulations to Paul Chamberlain for winning the final award of this 2018 Sloppy Fifths.
Well done, sir.
So there you go. That is the SLP.
We're slopped out. We are slopped out.
Fully recapped. Thanks for joining me on that ride, Tim. It's been fun. It's a shame the other two regular co-hosts weren't able to be a part of it. Just a quick shout out to everyone listening that November the 25th is Tim G's birthday. So if you want to give him some love, at Tim G Radio on Twitter. And make sure you give him some love during the off season for that.
And don't worry, don't get precious if you send a birthday card or not.
Or several dozen.
Or several, yeah.
We'll leave that as a little bit of a tease for everyone. Just to let you know that this is obviously being recorded and released before the Ellen Road test that we hopefully will see England whitewash the Kiwis in. I will be at that test, so hit us up in the build-up and we'll try and figure out somewhere to grab a quick chat before the game. And then as the off-season progresses, I'm going to try and drop a number of shorter episodes your way. Kind of as a training exercise for me, Tim, because one of the mantras in 2019 will be mission 2 hours. And we're going to aim to keep the shows under 2 hours every week.
Yeah,
and see how we get along.
That gets my vote, yeah.
That gets your vote, but I blame you for being the main reason why we've gone more than 2 hours every week.
Oh, yeah, because it's me that goes off on 10-minute rants, isn't it? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, volleyball-related rants usually. But anyway,
it's not rants. It's bizarre anecdotes that I then interrupt with another anecdote. I did get told off about this at work the other day, actually, that I interrupt myself to tell another story while I'm telling 3 other stories.
It's an interesting aside. When I was the national volleyball coach. And did I tell you about when I was a referee in volleyball? No, I'm only messing, but that will be our mantra next year. But during the off season, as a build up to that and as a testing ground for me, I'm going to try and produce a number of short episodes. So the next one is going to be I think is going to be an international recap with Brian Davies. So I'll be throwing out a couple of tweets and Facebook messages and stuff for getting your feedback on the international series. I'll probably run a few polls as well. You're
going to get your poll out?
Going to get my poll out multiple times, I think, over the next week to kind of fill in some flesh for that episode for conversation topics for me and Brian Davies, the England superfan. Then I'm going to try and touch on all the clubs, basically. First up will be Widnes. I know that already. And then we're going to try and roll through all the other clubs one by one, really, but not in any sort of order. And I'm going to try and talk to one of you guys, the fans, about how you felt, you know, your memories of 2018, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. And then I'll also try and get someone on the show, maybe from the journalism background or something like that, to talk about what's been happening in the off season for that particular club, and then do a little bit of a throw forward to maybe, you know, early predictions for 2019. And I'm going to try and run that throughout the off season. Apologies in advance if your club doesn't get covered, but possibly it might be because no one's expressed enough of an interest to do it. But yeah, that's what I'll be up to in the off season, as well as celebrating Tim's birthday and my own birthday when that comes around again, when I become older than you again.
Yeah.
In January.
It's like when planets become in orbit. They sort of stay in the same orbit for a little bit of time and then move off again.
Exactly, Tim. So yeah, on behalf of myself, Tim, Alan, and Sarah, I want to thank you all for listening along this season. I want to give another special nod to all of our award winners, both the players, the community heroes, and the SLP family members that have won medals this year for being 2018 SLP Award winners. And until you hear from us again, this has been great. It's been emotional. And thanks you for listening, as always, to your favourite rugby league podcast, the Super League Pod.
Goodbye now.
Yeah, I wondered how long I was going to take. The final award of the night is for the longest pause between finishing the show. See you all.
See you.